I think the advantage here for Brazil, though, is that they have the first two athletes out are their heavyweights, and we know the Brazilians are very strong in their heavyweight division, and Althima will be very quietly confident. But both these athletes fought in the plus 78, so it's more of an even match, unlike the last match that we saw with IGF and Ukraine, that some were sort of very lightweight, especially with the IGF against their opponents that were obviously in the plus 100s and plus 78s for women. Bilikash there in the blue, taking a bit second best there, and Althaman there, attempting a makekomi, but part of, you know, that we saw her yesterday, and not only was it very physical, but an emotional day for this Brazilian, for all reasons. The pressure was on her. Souza battled away for a place at the Olympic Games, just below her in the world ranking, took the first bronze medal, and that really meant that Althima had to do something special against Ortiz, who she had been defeated 16 times in a row, and possibly more, but on record that what we had seen, there was 16 times that they had met. So overall, having to come back from that to beat Ortiz in that bronze medal, the emotions and the adrenaline that was running through the body of this Brazilian, to come out here today and feel fresh and revived after such a strenuous day, and she's doing extremely well. Wazari scored, and only 10 seconds required now to get Wazari Aseti upon, and to now put her team, Brazil, in the lead.
Számú szőnyegen az első pontot Brazília csapata szerzi. Győz Maria Sulen Altaman. Egyes számú szőnyegen plusz 90 kg-ban lép szőnyegre Brazília színeiben. David Mura ellenfele a Kazakhstan képviselő.
So now we have David Mura in the white for Brazil. Kazibayev representing Kazakhstan in the blue. Well, as you would expect for the big man, very strong gripping style for both these athletes. Kazakhstan taking a more of a cautious approach to this contest. Uchimata from David Mura, 33 years of age. As we know, fights out at the plus 100 kilos. Same as his opponent. Another attempt of an Uchimata as he was pressured on the edge of the contest area. In Kazakhstan, the individuals was a bronze medal and also second in the Pan American Championships this year. But has been a world senior silver medalist in 2017 in Budapest. So a lucky place for him. He'll be wanting to do well here for his team. Although he missed out on the individual medals. It'd be quite nice to be part of this World Championships and a winning team. Kazabayev just caught in the face there. Has two Shidos on the board, really has to do something special now. He's been under a bit of pressure here against his opponent. Comes in for the Ouchigari there, nice attack. Nice footwork from David Mura. Moves almost like a lightweight there as he skips around the mat, trying to expose his opponent and break the balance and the defensive posture of his opponent. The Kazakhstan, the Uchimata though, that was a nice attack there and almost a score. So although Mura has dominated right from the beginning, is starting to show some weakness here in the last minute of this contest. Kazabayev feels there's a possibility of an opening here. He is two Shidos, which does mean that the pressure is on him, but pressure on. David Mura comes in with the Sianagi, nicely executed. Timing just perfect. And the Kazakhstan just failed to see that one there. Couldn't stop it. And accepts defeat there in this second round. So 2-0 now to Brazil.
Ezzel az állás az egyes számú szőnyegen 2 Brazília, 0 Kazakhstan.
Now coming up for Brazil is Nascimento, 32 in the world ranking.
Az állás 2 Dél-Korea, 0 Németország.
Latest results in the individual, Nascimento Pan American Open this year was gold medalist in Pan American Championships, silver. And she's up against Nishinbayeva in the blue. Very strong gripping style from the Kazakhstan there. She draws opponent on, but Nascimento changes direction, scores a Wazari, but also now finds herself on the receiving end of some nifty Niwaza there as the Kazakhstan looks for the Jujikatami. But she manages to stay strong in the ground and unaffected by that last exchange. Oh, lovely ouchigari for Nascimento. Almost had it there for that second wazari. Nishinbayeva now really has to put a couple of attacks in. She came in and looked for the osotogari and decided to change her mind. Big mistake. As she came out, Nascimento was there waiting for her. Both look to have very strong gripping style. Nascimento comes in again once more for the ouchigari. Nishinbayeva looks for the shimiwaza, but she's holding on to it. There's no attempt of any work being done for the niwaza. She was just bear hugging her opponent into the niwaza just to keep her down, rather than feel that she was going to be under pressure from Nascimento in the niwaza. But it didn't look like there was anything coming from Nascimento either. Past the halfway mark, 2-0.
Преимущество у того, кто лучше понимает клиента. В этом вам поможет Google реклама. Это широкие возможности.
Nascimento once more comes through. She takes the lead already with the wazari, but here Nascimento looks a little bit scary down there in the niwaza. Nascimento has to be very careful. She's had a couple of times there's been some warnings about that niwaza, and I think if I had those warnings, I'd be a little bit reluctant to stay too long in the niwaza against the Kazakhstan. Nishinbayeva picks up the first Judo. She also trails with the wazari. Nascimento's confidence in this match must be increasingly improving. It's not easy coming into a team event after doing your individual competition. There'll be a lot of scrapes and bruises and muscle pain for the physical and emotional efforts that went through these athletes in the individual. Emotionally, if they've had a good day, it's just trying to come back down off that cloud. If they've had a bad day, it's trying to pick themselves back up from the disappointment of their own individual performances. But this is where passion comes into it. They're fighting for their country. They're fighting as a team. It's not just about them now personally. It's what they can bring to the table here collectively. Nishinbayeva looking for the ashiwaza, the kosota to try and open up, the osotogari. Nascimento, with only 9 seconds remaining, looks in a comfortable position unless she makes some silly error in this last seconds. She will get the third win for Brazil. Well, there you have it. Brazil lead 3-0 to Kazakhstan.
Tatami 1, the winner in white judo for Brazil, Nascimento. Score between the teams of Brazil and Kazakhstan is 3-0 for Brazil.
Now coming up, there's some of the highlights. That was the Wazari we saw earlier on in the contest. No Sota Makakomi. The upper body was a little bit out of sync, but still the power generated in the attack itself was enough to give her that win. Now we've got Eduardo Barbosa coming up now for Brazil there in our screen, and we have Gaynulin for Kazakhstan. Angazbek. Gaynulin comes in straight away. An attempt of a Sutemi Waza. Great start. Now, this could be the turning point for the Kazakhstan team. For the Brazilians, they only need this last win to go through to the next round. So this is the crunch point for both teams. Can Barbaros take the fourth win, putting their team through to the second round? Well, Gaynulin started off extremely well, set the pace of this contest. A Sasai, beautifully done. Scoring a Wazari, spectacular. Sasai Sukurukumiyashi then follows through into the Niwaza, looking for that Jujikatami. The Brazilian holding on very tight. I think he's cupping his own leg to keep his opponent from levering onto his arm and taking the arm out. Defended well on that arm lock, but he has now an uphill battle against Gaynulin. Gaynulin, oh, nice Ashiwaza there from Barbosa. Took his opponent off guard, and you really can't take your thought process or your eye off your opponent for any split second, and I think that's where the Kazakhstan did, just for that moment, and it could have been costly for him, but he survived it. Barbosa came in for an attempt of a Sionagi. Well, we're just coming up to the halfway mark, so plenty of time for the Brazilians to come back. Oh, yes. Well, that was a change of direction. A Sianagi switched to the Kochi. I would have said that was a score. It'd be interesting to see that one again. But for the split second it was on our screen, for me it looked like a score. Well, they obviously said no. It would have been interesting to see that one again. It was very, very sharp indeed. Possibly a pause between the two exchanges. High collar grip there for Barbosa, drawing his opponent down onto his knees. Let's have a look at this. No, there was a Sianagi attempt, but the second exchange was from Gaynulin. Well, Gaynulin looks to be in trouble. He is in the lead, but he's still got 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining in this contest. Can he hang on? Well, not if Barbosa has anything to do with it. He comes in for an attack. Now Ganulin works his way in the knee waza, rightly so, as the clock ticks away. It's the best place for him to be in, especially if there's a niggly trouble there for him as far as an injury is concerned. Not quite sure what's going on with the athlete, but he definitely isn't the same sparky athlete we saw in the opening minutes of this contest. Something's happened, not quite sure what it is. Maybe he's just blown a gasket and that's it. His energy level's just gone down, but Barbosa's energy levels have started to raise, and no Chigari there. Well, thought it might have been a score, but the elbow hit the ground first, so Ganulin did extremely well to defend against that Ouchigari. Barbosa still to get a score on the board, but he's chasing hard and pressurizing his opponent. An attempt of a Sutemi waza for Ganulin. More of a ploy to get him down into the knee waza. He doesn't really want to be up on his feet at all. He's struggling up there. Best place for him is the ground. He knows it. Barbosa knows it, and he'd be wanting to really keep him up in the tachi waza. He's got the capability of throwing again a Sutemi waza attempt. Good strong attack as he draws him down, and again the seconds tick away in the favor of the Kazakhstan. Well, he looks to be holding his back slightly there, so maybe that is the problem, that he's got a niggly back injury. Oh, it was a bit of a collapse there for Ganulin. To the frustration of Barbosa, he'll not be able to get out there.
There's a lot of pressure going on.
It's going off there in the stands
at this stage.
And now
9 seconds
on the board,
to go.
but Kamal cannot
he needs to even
do
this
nothing
up to
anymore.
go in
You know,
for a
with the
golden
two
score.
Shidos.
Does he have enough time? Ganulin will just back off. There is no Shidos on the board, so even a drop out of would not affect him. There you have it. Sutemi Waza will
counter.
Yes,
for
he
that.
did.
But with 4 seconds to go, it's not going to make much of a difference unless a sharp attack evens this up, and that's not going to happen. Barbosa, as you can see, the frustrating reaction from the Brazilian means that the hopes of the Kazakhstan team is still alive, with 2-1 now the score.
Tatami 1, winner in blue for Kazakhstan, Angsarbek Ganulin. The score on tatami 3, on tatami.
So a great match for Ganulin and the Kazakhstan team. But now we have another strong anchor for the Brazilian team, and that is with Maria Portela. Nice technique there. Sasai, beautifully executed. Each time you see it, just looks better. So the Kazakhstan team needed that. But this is, again, like I said, an anchor for Brazil. Maria Portela, strong athlete in the under 70 kilos. Nariova. Can the hopes for the Kazakhstan stay alive a little bit longer? Part of me feels possibly not. Lift there for Portela as she now ventures down into the Niwaza, looking for Well, it looks like it looked like she was going for the arm lock and attempted the osakomi, but didn't have the amount of control that she required. It's 3-1. One more win for the Brazilians will take them through to the next round. Naranova there fighting extremely hard against a very experienced athlete for the Brazilian team. Here we have a bit of a turnover happening here now. Again, just a little bit slow on the uptake for Portela. Needs to be a little bit sharper in a Niwaza. But like I say, it's been a long week for these athletes. For us, it's been exhausting watching the energy that's gone through and the emotional roller coaster we've seen from these athletes. It takes its toll on the players themselves. Portela working her opponent on the edge of the contest area, setting her up, looking to create a reaction from Kazakhstan. She stood her grounds. She knew that she was in danger, but she wasn't about to put herself in more danger by moving onto Portela. She stood firmly within the area.
It's going off there in the stands.
Fully aware of the dangers that she was in.
Now,
Harry on the board, but come on, cannot.
Coming up to the last minute and a half in this contest.
Not do nothing anymore, you know, with the two Shidos.
Although Portela is
these
on
few
paper
seconds
the
that can make the change,
the two
but he just has to put his arms in front of the Georgian. This was a good attack, though. Now he can work on the ground if he's smart.
For both athletes.
He will use this time. Salishvili, he did not stand up directly.
Naranova needs to put in a couple of attacks here.
He did not stand up directly.
Well, the referee, no, I think
the ground work hard, you know. This
well, I think if Portela
valuable second.
Exactly.
I'm quite sure.
Big arm over the back.
This
is dangerous now.
Going into the last
Still
two.
possible for Salz. Oh, what a...
I think they were relying heavily on this win. .23 seconds remaining. We're into the last half minute. Only a Shido apiece. Very even match. Naranova doing extremely well here. Both, again, picking up a Shido each. 2 apiece now. Either one of these athletes make a mistake, they forfeit the match. Portela, strong grip, moves her opponent, puts her under pressure as Naranova backs off the edge of the contest area. Now into golden score. Portela playing a bit of a chasing game now, trying to get her opponent. Naranova backs off again, has to put in a couple of attacks now. Otherwise she'll pick up the third and final Shido. Portela working off that sleeve this time. Works with the feet to create an opening. Naranova looks to come across with a big attack with the legs, but again, hasn't really got much control on the sleeves against her opponent, Portela.
But anyway, this is different now. Maya
Both
in white
opting
here,
for the same
silver
thing, head to
in
head.
blue.
But Portela using the sleeve grips to more
see
to
how it
her
unfolds.
advantage than Naranova is doing herself. So that's two strong attacks.
Is he going to go underneath for the
Portela.
Sianagi, Maya?
Naranova really now has to put in one for the first exchange to keep the referee off her back. Backs off. Again, looking for the ultimate grip. She's got a good strong grip here, enters for the Uchimata. Comes in. Well, this will keep the pressure off for a little while anyway. And Portela now has to put an attack, but that is definitely the grip that Naranova should be using, the arm, right arm over the back. She was able to get in deep there and also be able to do some judo. Up until now, she's been playing second best. Again, another strong attack from Naranova and a Makakomi. One more like that. Portela might be in trouble. Well, Naranova, with those last two exchanges, will actually be a lot more confident than what she was when she first came into this contest. Like I said, as we went into this contest, we would have been looking at Portela being the anchor for this contest, a win in the bag for them. But this hasn't been the case. 2 minutes in golden score. Both have 2 shidos apiece. And Naranova, once again, a third strong attack against her opponent, Portela. Now, Portela really has to do something special now here. She has to put one in. And it has to be a strong, positive attack. If she doesn't, the Shido will go on her side for sure. As you can see, advice from her teammates and her coach is to keep the pressure on. The heads of the Brazilian team are starting to drop in disbelief. Well, Portela needs to put one in. Again, that was an attack. Whoa, that was a Wazari. She clipped the shoulder of Portela, and Naranova brings this up to 3-2. Well,
А статую куда?
А для этой статуи мы найдем крепость побольше. В приложении «Дом Клик».
around. Like we said at the opening, the first 2 matches was in the favor of the Brazilians. They had 2 strong world-class athletes taking center stage. Then it started to go down a little bit. Barbosa then lost against Genulin, which brought the hopes back up to Kazakhstan. Now, Portela, who was most probably a win in the bag for this team, looks to have been defeated against Naranova. From that angle, it looked like it was in, but we didn't see the landing of the shoulder of Portela. Did she manage to escape? Well, if she has, she really has a lot of work to do, because Naranova has really been up on the attacks and has changed the dynamics in the golden score to be dominant, playing the more dominant role in the golden score. Well, she doesn't even get a chance. Naranova takes the win with a Wazari in golden score. (3-2). Well, it's all down to the last man, Eduardo Santos.
Ladies and gentlemen, on tatami 3, the score between the teams of Germany and the Republic of Korea now is
Mazaparov
now,
for Kazakhstan.
Draw for a golden score contest. Please pay attention to the screen.
Hölgyeim és uraim, az állás a 3-as számú szőnyegen Németország és Dél-Korea csapata közt döntetlen. Kérem, fordítsák figyelmüket a nagyképernyő felé, ahol kisorsolják a Golden Score súlycsoportját.
Tatami 3, the golden score contest, women under 57 kilogram category.
Well, here we have Santos in white, Muzaparov in the blue.
In white judogi for Germany, Amelie Stoll. In blue for the Republic of Korea, Kim Jong-di.
Well, Santos needs to win this for them to go through automatically to the next round. If they don't, well, there'll be a draw of lots, and who will do the final match, to the final deciding match of this contest, and that could be any one of the 6 athletes. Bit of a lottery if they leave it to this. Santos picks up the first Shido. Muzaparov had a great individual performance.
It's going off there in the stand.
In this World Championships. Santos coming in with the Ochigari.
And cannot do nothing anymore, you know, with the two.
Shido came over the belt, looked for that Oso Tamakukomi on the edge of the contest area. Muzaparov just defended enough to get out of trouble.
Do nothing anymore, you know, with the two.
2 minutes, 43 seconds remaining.
These few seconds that can make the change, but he just has to put it.
Golden score contest in blue judo representing Republic of Korea, Kim Jong-di.
Great effort though, it was 3-2-0 after 3-5.
Tatami 3 with the final score 4-3. The winner in blue judogis, team of Republic of Korea.
Well, Santos still with the Shido. We're coming up to the halfway mark in this contest. Muzaparov drops underneath his opponent there for a Yoko Satemiwaza.
Kettes számú szőnyegen pontot szerez Uzbekistán csapatának. Gulnaza Atnyazova. Ezzel Uzbekistán csapata átveszi a vezetést. Az állás Magyarország 2 pont, Üzbegisztán 3 pont.
Santos, countered there. No score, but very dynamic. Got the rotation, but didn't get the landing planted as well as he wanted.
Küzdelem következik a 2-es számú szőnyegen. Szőnyegre lép Magyarország színeiben Sátrány Péter. Ellenfel az Uzbekistán színeit képviselő Shermuhammad Jandrea.
1 minute 18 seconds remaining in this contest. A crucial match for the Brazilians. A win here would take him automatically through to the next round. If not, it's down to the luck of the draw on who goes to fight the 7th match. Uchigari. Oh, Wazari! Now, Muzaparov takes the lead, and this will bring this up to 3-all. What a comeback from the Kazakhstan team. An amazing turnaround. And this is where the draw, when they do the draw at the beginning and then rotate it around in order, makes it so much fairer, because at the end of the day, if you have two very strong athletes right at the beginning, then it does pile the pressure. But if that is the continuous lineup from round to round, then it makes it really hard for other teams to compete against that. And the confidence of a team starts to change dramatically. But having that rotation means that someone has always got in their team a strong anchor man or woman that could start the trend rolling in a positive way, rather than in a chasing format. Well, what a turnaround. This is the man of the match for the Kazakhstan. Muzaparov beats Santos to bring it into line of 3-all. Now the draw will be made, and what weight category will be pulled to fight the 7th match, the deciding match of this contest. And there's the highlights. Well, the first 3 matches were won by Brazil. The last 3 matches under extreme pressure. And a wonderful comeback for Kazakhstan. Now, this is the dramatical side of this team event, where the draw will be made and it will come up on the big screen. No one knows what's going to happen.
Golden score contest. Please pay attention to the screen.
As you can see, the athletes, the Kazakhstan team have to look behind. The Brazilian team can see it very clearly, the big screen up there. We're all looking. The IGF symbol is there at the moment. Oh, the tension, now it comes. What will it be? Minus 70 kilos, can you believe it? Well, Portela was an anchor for the team and failed to deliver the first time round. Can this be a little bit calmer? She gets a second chance to redeem herself. Well, we've just got to wait and see. It's just going to be an interesting match indeed. Naranova came back well in this match. Portela started off so strong, but as the match went on, and especially into golden score, it was Naranova that caught Portela right at the end to take the win, and what dramatically made a turnaround in this competition for the Kazakhstan. Well, Portela, one of the more mature athletes in her team. Yeah, one. Well, you just love it when it gets to this. And it is about sudden death. Golden score, first score is the winner. None of this 4 minutes, it's just whoever gets the first score. Portela there, an attempt of a technique which was a little bit out of her reach. Had to really overstretch.
Versus the Netherlands.
Takes the grip, but there Naranova comes around the back, and that's where she's dangerous. She knows that that is a winning ingredient for her, but Portela has that sleeve, trying to control it as well as stay actively involved in this contest. Portela, oh! Yes! Well, Portela will be delighted with that. A comeback. She would have been disappointed in the first match, but now revenge is sweet, and takes her team and brings back some pride to herself of that win. And Brazil goes through 4-3 to the next round.
The W1, the final score, 4-3, and the winner in white judo is team of...
So the results so far, well, Ukraine in Pool A went through to the next round. In Pool B, Russia